Well, it's been a while since I've been back on YouTube, and slowly we're prepping to come back, as you can see, for relaunching a different version of my radio show, a call-in show, and no BS. And this is the whole point of this video today. So I hope you'll click the like, subscribe, share, and get ready for the launch. We're still in the learning curve. If you've checked out my website, TracyClark.com, you can see there's a lot of changes, a lot of different offerings to help you at many different levels, from the free membership all the way up to the Bright Side Academy and our Evolutionary Mastermind. But the reason today is I wanted to really point some things out that I think are extremely important that people understand as we move through these next few years. The last few years have been very difficult for a lot of people. And when we turn to energy work or higher power, it means having to come into alignment with who you are. I've been in this space for over 2 decades. And the first 5 years of doing this work, it wasn't until the end of the 5th year where I was like, oh my God, something finally changed. I would have fits and temper tantrums and probably, like many of you, go, oh my gosh, like, why am I doing this work? Nothing's better than it was before. I was my own worst enemy. I realized over the decades of doing the work that I had to be accountable for every choice I made. I would have the help, the shifts, and the changes from the people I loved and trusted. But in the end, I was responsible for my choices every day. And I see this in this realm where people like to shame and blame on a regular basis, rather than taking accountability and responsibility for exactly where you are. And that's the point of doing energy work that sucks the most. It is not rainbows and chakras and channelings from the Galactic Federation that are going to change your life. What's going to change your life is exactly what I've done for decades. And is it always a cakewalk? No. There are things that I have manifested and wanted 10, 15 years ago that are just showing up in my life now. And people say, well, why? That's not instant manifestation. No, because I wasn't ready. The universe will bring it to you when you're ready, if you actually want it to stay. If you want that partner that you want to love and adore, you better get your own house in order so you can love and adore that person the way that you know you can love and adore yourself. If you want that financial flow in your life, have you actually taken the time to step outside the box, to learn how you want to talk to maybe your broker, your banker, maybe ask them for some information, or you go, oh, that's just too hard. You have to learn, you have to show, you have to delete the old patterns and the cache out of your own life. Your body is the most brilliant computer, but you're running with old programs. You're sitting in Commodore 64 mode, and you're waiting for somebody out here. Versus looking in here, you have all the answers, and that's what I teach you. The last few years for me has been riddled with a lot of loss, a lot of change, a lot of death. And I've had to really dig deep and show up every day, because when I show up, it's a teachable moment and a help for you. If you can see something I've transitioned through, it's a help for you. If your marriage is falling apart, look and ask yourself why. Did you show up? Did you do everything you were meant to do? Or are you the parasite that's causing the issue? That's getting real with yourself. You have 2 emotions, fear and authenticity. If you're going to run with fear, go turn on the news. Have the fear porn. That's the cash that's running back here. In your subconscious, you have no idea. So it's much easier to say, I talked to that person, it didn't work, or I shift this and it didn't work. Well, did you shift it enough? Did you get back up when you fell on the floor? Did you get back up and do it again and do it again and do it again? You have the power to change everything. But the reality is you have to start looking in the mirror, and that sucks. That's that ugly cry that we have all done. The dark night of the soul when you want to check out. Where have you actually taken responsibility and accountability for everything in your life? Because when you're constantly blaming someone else, you haven't got it. That's the ego that you're battling with. The people there are showing up to show you something. Recently, somebody had sent my mom something, actually, that was, she said, you know, one, why are you sending something to my mom? My mom had just had a heart attack, actually, while she had knee surgery. You think she needs other stress? No, but people are so consumed about what they want or need or can't get over, rather than looking and saying, and what they sent was false. Why false narrative? Why hurt another soul? Why not just let that go and say, where did I maybe mess this up? Where can I take responsibility or accountability? It happens all the time. My business has grown and changed a lot. Sure, I used to charge $60 an hour when I first started. I didn't know anybody, and I was working my business in terms of I love seeing the change. People always say when you do this work, you shouldn't charge. Oh, you're bad, you're this, you're that. I'd like to see you go to work and not charge. I have people that rely on me to be fed, to pay their bills. I have a team, a staff, to make sure that you get the quality of what you want every day, and it's constantly changing. These are the perceptions that need to break, because you wouldn't go to work for free, and you wouldn't be all happy if you never got a holiday. The world is changing, and we live in a financial world, and that's the way it is. And it's no different than if you want to drive a BMW and you can't afford it, you're going to go and save or maybe find another job, right? And that's okay. You want the latest iPhone, you'll do whatever to go get it. But when it comes to your health and your wealth and your well-being, somehow everybody wants to put a price tag on it. Think about that. Think about that, because it's time we actually start really respecting the people that show up every day. And there are millions of us all over the world. And realize that as they grow, things change. And if you're having an issue with it, that's your issue. You need to save. You need to find new creative ways to change your financial paradigm, your health paradigm, your relationship paradigm with yourself and the God within you. The number one strength you will have is to find within you. And every day when I'm teaching energy work, that's when I'm teaching you how to be your own guru, how to be empowered. There's information that comes through and people say, that never happened. I've had a lot of readings and things, they never happened. Why? Because I made a different choice. I changed my energy and I made a different choice. I got something better. But so many people sit there and wallow in what that one thing didn't happen. No. And it might happen down the road. I've had things that people told me 15 years ago that have just happened. But I also had things that people told me 10, 15 years ago that didn't happen, but I got better. I got something better because I changed. Do you have the power to change everything in your life? Yeah. But you have to ask yourself, one, stop blaming the outside world. Start showing up. Start asking questions. And that's what this radio show's about. Do the work. Because sometimes it sucks. And you're going to want to run home and you're going to want to just hide under the covers, because that's the reality of what it is. When you can look in the mirror and say, I made that choice. But right now we're in this woke victim society of it's, oh, poor me, everybody else. Everybody else. If you know my story, I don't have tolerance for that anymore. That's why we're getting to the place we're getting to. And it's sad. It's really sad. Because the higher power is not about victimization. The higher power is about learning the strength within you. And when you're in the victimization, you've bought into the demonic realm. Like I said, turn on the fear porn every day. And they get you. And the more you live in fear, the more your body decays, the more the emotions under there, you start to rot. Sickness, illness, and disease. I'm all about integrative work across the board. And I hope that we can get there soon. We have to dissolve the conflict we have, the division that we've created on this planet. And you have to look at yourself. Where have you created division? Where are you blaming the people that show up every day? And what have you done? What have you done in your life to make a difference on the planet and to show up? Did you write books? Did you go speak somewhere? Did you tell your neighbor, wake up, look what's happening in the world? It doesn't have to be big or grandiose. Did you plant a seed in somebody else's space? You know, I watched the Tattooist of Auschwitz. Horrible. It was a beautiful love story. Great show. Harvey Keitel. Horrible. That's how much fear was running the planet. And how many millions of people died because people couldn't stand up because they lived in fear versus coming together and holding each other and supporting. You don't have to have the same points of view. But if you lived through these last few years like I did, you were shamed, you were ridiculed. For what? Having a different choice. So next time you blame somebody because your life you think sucks, because I was blaming people a lot. I was the biggest martyr out there. My life sucks. My life sucks. I was born sick, flatlined, illnesses, disease, kidnappings, kicked out of my home. Suck. Yeah, it sucked. But I had to stop that and go, okay, what can I do to make this better? And every choice I made led to a repair and restoration of my body. Because when your body is screaming at you, you've ignored it for far too long. You are not listening to what it's telling you, so it screams at you. When you grow, you change, you evolve, you let people, places, and things go. And people will hold on to it because they want to right fight to the end rather than being humble and say, I'm going to be humble and I'm going to be kind. Working to separate yourself from your ego is work. Working to change your life is work. But if you start asking yourself, what's good about this I'm not getting? Get into community, learn. I don't care if you come with me or someone else. Learn wherever you resonate. But if you're sitting there bad-mouthing the people that have been there to help you, if you're sitting there bad-mouthing your friends and your family, ask yourself, what are you afraid of? Afraid that the choices you made were not the right ones for you at the time, but you were running from fear? That's okay. We've all done it. There's no shame or guilt in it whatsoever. But I'm tired. I'm tired of looking at the amount of loss and death and insensitivity in the world. The only way it changes is by us coming together. Stop the right fighting. Start looking inside. Just change your life. Because every change you make is going to make a change and a ripple in the world. People kill people all the time with their words, not their guns, their words, their fear, the manipulation. Look at the world. Look at how much is pumped in there. Come together. Learn to apologize and learn to move along. So I encourage you to keep checking back. I am coming back slowly. It's been a lot. But one thing that I've always promised my community is I'm an open book. Have I made mistakes? Sure. Have I had my learning? Sure. That's how we grow. But I will keep sharing those. And if you're in my Brightside Academy, you know I keep sharing them every day. And when you change the energy of your life and your body, you not only get the chance to bring something in new, but you get the opportunity to change another life. You're here for a reason. Stop blaming and stop shaming, and start being accountable, and start living authentically. Comment below. Keep checking back. I look forward to having you guys call in again. We're trying to figure out all the details. Watch for all the new things to launch to help you learn, help you grow, and help you really shift. And if you're on the TracyLClark.com website, go to the login. There's a free membership there. And there's a lot more content that'll be coming back that has been removed, but we're going to put some of it back up there, and current information. Again, energy changes every second of every day, or we're not growing. We are moving to a better planet, but we still have a lot of work to do as a collective. Much love. Comment below, and I'll see you again.